Major Mohammad Ali Shah about the same point that has been raised by Major General A.K. Sivach. He's spoken about Agnipath. He's spoken about the Agniveers. Do you feel this scheme has a potential to be improved as the government takes more interest in what are the lacunae that need to be filled?
That's a very good question, Megha. Yes, what you are saying is right, and I totally concur with my seniors, the general officers over here, about the select school and about Agniveer, about OP, whatever they spoke. I think they made complete sense, completely, and I was listening very attentively to them, in fact. So, Megha, the very fact is about Agniveer. I am a short service officer. I served for 5 years in the army, and I came with a clear intention of only serving 5 years. Well, I would be one of the few ex-army officers who are actually in support of the Agniveer scheme. I don't know many ex-officers who support the Agniveer scheme, be it short service officers, be it veteran officers who are generals. I mean, people have their reservations, but maybe because I haven't done junior command or higher command or substantively the NDC, the National Defence College, and many other courses. So maybe with my limited age and experience, I perceive it as a good scheme. That's what I perceive it as. Now, having spoken about Agniveer, I think it has certain aspects which can be tweaked by the government, and I have a feeling it is going to be tweaked, in fact. Because
so what are the reasons for you as a short commissioned officer to be in favor of Agniveer?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for asking that. I feel an army officer always wins. There was an ad for the army. Join the army for a few years and be a winner for life. And I totally believe in that. I strongly agree to that. So you talk about tour of duty in countries like Israel, in America. In Israel, it is compulsory military service for everyone. So their military strength, their might, their discipline is very much in order. I strongly feel that as Indians, we are very good. Our country strongly needs a dose of discipline. And we are not even making it compulsory for everyone. We are saying 4 years, join the army, come as a soldier, and an army personnel, be it an officer, be it a Jawan, be it a JCO, in any field, he is equipped. He is prepared to face life, to face any challenge for the rest of his life.
Okay.
So you named in the field of not just security, but also hospitality, management.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Major Ali Shah, talking about boosting the morale of the armed forces in our country. Have we moved further away from the defensive attitude of the government and thereby reflective on the armed forces versus today when we take on the enemy heads on, and not just take on the enemy, but when there is a strike that happens on our civilians or our soldiers, we are not waiting for action to take place. We take the surgical strikes and we bring down the perpetrators.
Right, Megha. See, as General Dwivedi earlier had mentioned that, armed forces should be always kept out of politics irrespective, however, because armed forces are not affiliated to any political party. They take orders from the government of the day. So today, there's going to be one political party which will form the government. Tomorrow, it will be some other political party which they'll form the government of India. Now, having said that, let me tell you my personal experience. In the year, exactly 20 years back, in the year 2003, in fact, 21 years back, I was at the line of control, the 30 meters away from the Pakistani post. And every day, there used to be shelling. Every day, there was firing. And as a young officer, in fact, General Sivach would agree with me, commander brigade in Machal sector. So he knows, and General Dwivedi also, he has commanded troops over there, so they would know exactly what I'm talking about. So when they used to be firing upon us, we couldn't really retaliate, Megha. We had orders that their ammunition, their time, their effort, their energy, let them do what they have to. So we couldn't really retaliate much. But in today's day and age, that's not possible. The enemy thinks 10 times before firing across, because they know Indian Army will not keep quiet. They will give them a solid reply. And surgical strike, which we saw in 2016, it was not a new phenomenon actually. We have had surgical strikes earlier. We used to call it trans-border raids. We had done it earlier. It came into light in 2016, yes, no doubt. But the very fact is we have showed the enemy, if you mess with us, you better not mess with us, because if you mess with us, we will enter your house and we'll hit you where it hurts the most. So
Yeah.
the very fact, most certainly the morale of the troops, most certainly I would say it has gone up by our Prime Minister spending Diwali with the troops on the borders. Every Diwali is spent. So it certainly gives. I'll quickly tell you a small anecdote and I will conclude over here. Again in 2003, I was telling you about when I was at the border, one of the soldiers was wounded, in fact. And when he was wounded, the commanding officer came on the post, at the forward post, to examine the soldier who was wounded. And the soldier who was wounded very, very badly, didn't have any energy, got up, he sprung out of his stretcher, saluted the commanding officer and said, Jai Hind Sahab. Now that was the morale of the soldier, because the leadership came from top, the commanding officer came. Similarly, when the Prime Minister goes to the borders and meets the troops, their morale automatically goes up like
Right.
that.